In this problem, we'll be finding the mean and standard deviation for the number of credit cards from a probability distribution. A bank vice president feels that each savings account customer has, on average, 3 credit cards. The following distribution represents the number of credit cards people own. Use your formula or calculator to find the mean and standard deviation and do not round your answers. The number of credit cards X, first one is 0 with a probability of 0.18, 1 with a probability of 0.44, 2 with a probability of 0.27, 3 with a probability of 0.08, 4 with a probability of 0.03. So this means that the probability of having exactly 2 credit cards is about 27%. In order to find the mean, we're going to use this formula. X bar equals the sum of the X values times the probabilities. That means we're going to take the number of credit cards X times their probabilities and add them together. So it will look like this. 0 times 0.18 plus 1 times 0.44 plus 2 times 0.27 plus 3 times 0.08 plus 4 times 0.03. Now we can use the calculator to do this. This problem we're just going to type in all at once. We will actually not need the parentheses. I just did them to show you the groupings. The order of operations will take care of that. So switching to our calculator, I'm going to take 0 times 0.18 plus 1 times 0.44 plus 2 times 0.27 plus 3 times 0.08 plus 4 times 0.03. I'm going to hit enter and I get the answer of 1.34. So this means that we're going to have on average 1.34 credit cards. So the bank was not correct in thinking that there's on average 3 credit cards per person. So on average, the mean is 1.34 credit cards. Now the standard deviation. The standard deviation formula is given as the square root of the sum of the x squareds times the probabilities minus the mean squared. Remember, this mean, the sample mean, and the population mean calculation is actually the same. So filling this in, it's going to look like this. It's going to be long. So I'm going to take all the credit cards and square them and then multiply by the probabilities. So I'm going to take 0 squared. Again, I'm going to group them in parentheses. 0 squared times 0.18 plus 1 squared times 0.44 plus 2 squared times 0.27 plus 3 squared times 0.08 plus 4 squared times 0.03, and then I'm going to subtract the mean squared, and the mean we just calculated as 1.34, and I'm going to square that. Let's see how this looks on the calculator. So to type it all in at once, I'm going to go second square root, and I'm going to just open up the parentheses. I'm not going to type in these little individual parentheses, but I'm going to put the whole parentheses to indicate the whole thing goes under the square root. So I'm going to go 0 squared times 0.18 plus, I'm not going to add my parentheses yet, plus 1 squared times 0.44 plus 2 squared times 0.27 plus 3 squared times 0.08 plus 4 squared times 0.03, and then I'm going to go ahead and subtract off 1.34 squared. So again, order of operations is going to take hold here. It's going to do the squares and then the multiplications and then the addition subtractions. but I am going to close my parentheses to indicate that I am done typing everything in here under the calculator. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And my answer is going to be, the standard deviation is going to be 0.9615. Again, is going to be credit cards. So there's the mean and standard deviation. Now, if we want to, you can also use your advanced features on your calculator. I'm going to clear it out, and we've done this in a previous chapter. Go ahead and hit Stat and hit Edit. And then in L1, you're going to go ahead and type in the number of credit cards, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then in L2, you're going to type in the probabilities, 0.18, 0.44, 0.27, 0.08, and 0.03. Now I'm going to quit out of there to go back to the home screen. I'm going to go ahead and hit Stat, slide over to Calc with my right arrow key to highlight Calc, hit Enter to highlight one variable stats. My list 1 is L1, my frequency list is L2, and I'm going to go ahead and hit Calculate and hit Enter. So as you can see here, my mean is 1.34, and my standard deviation is going to be 0.9615.